Hey guys, welcome to this little self-hypnosis section. Okay, so basically what we're going to talk about is this idea of putting together your own self-hypnosis scripts. Now you might be thinking, well, I'm not really into that kind of stuff and all that, and I was the very first time, in fact, that I got hypnotized was by my wife Paul, who's a hypnotherapist instructor and all this kind of stuff, and I've since done loads with my own clients and loads with myself. I do it all the time for different stuff, and basically, what happened in that first time was my wife took me down this rainforest, in my imagination, down this road, and I love the rainforest. I love animals and I love all that kind of terrain and what have you, and I was just so filled with this feeling of euphoria that I just started to giggle when I was in a trance, and to the point where my wife thought I was taking the piss, and she nudged me, and I came out, and I was like, oh, "What did you wake me up for? What did you wake?" She and she says, "Well, you didn't take it serious and all this," and I was, and I still to this day believe that if she hadn't have brought me out of the trance there and then, I would have been physically sick with euphoria. I was that excited and I was that deep in this trance, and it is an incredible way of sort of getting to your subconscious mind. Imagine this little picture here is our brain, okay, and we give it very little thought, but we kind of think, all right, there's just one sort of part of it, but there isn't. There's a subconscious part which is up here. A conscious part which is up here, and then there is also a subconscious part. All right, and what we know, we don't know much about our subconscious mind and how it's made up and all that chemically, but we kind of got an idea of the workings of it, and basically between the two there is what we call the critical faculty. So this is like it almost acts like the border control between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Okay, so and now what happens is this critical faculty will decide what's in there, just like border control. So border control, you go there, if your passport looks dodgy, if you look dodgy, if you don't, if you're not authorised to be in the country, your visa's not right or whatever, it just sends you back. Okay, and it's the same. So we kind of get information coming into our conscious mind that we want to get through down into our subconscious mind, but it's often just battered off the critical faculty. Now, what hypnosis does is it kind of sends this to sleep. It kind of makes it so that it kind of turns it off and allows messages to go into the subconscious mind without you having to force it in, or without you having to without having to keep going with lots and lots of repetition and all this kind of stuff. And ultimately we know that true results come when your subconscious mind or your values or whatever is aligned to what you're trying to do. Okay, so hypnosis does this, as does stories. When you start telling stories, that sort of lets things into your subconscious mind as well. So that's ultimately what we're trying to do with our little self-hypnosis script. So when you open up your little PDF, which you'll download, it'll look like this, and there's some instructions there on how you should do it. Now, what I'll say is, you're going to have to talk in a certain way. The way I do it is I just use my phone and I record audio on there. So I'll just find somewhere nice and quiet and on my own, and then I'll just read out the script. And the key to it is, take plenty of time. Don't rush it, because later on when you're trying to relax and you're trying to listen to it, you'll pick up on the fact that it's been rushed. You've got to speak really slowly. Not like that. That's too slow. Slowly. Slowly. So you're I don't know, a couple of speeds down from what you normally speak. Also, you want to try and lower your voice. Bring it down so it's a little bit deeper than your normal speech. Make sure you leave plenty of pauses. What pauses do is it kind of, and some of the crazy way that the text is put together, it confuses the critical faculty. So if you put a pause in there, so you go like, make it a little deeper than your normal speech. When it gets to deeper, it thinks, all right, sentence is done. To then carry on and say more, all part of the same sentence, it sort of confuses the critical faculty and allows this information in. What else we got? You know, leave plenty of pauses. When you see dots, leave a space of about 2 to 3 seconds in there. Again, just to confuse the critical faculty. Leave about 5 to 10 seconds between paragraphs. That's basically because whilst you're doing this, you're going to start to relax and all this kind of stuff, and eventually you might go into such a deep trance that, you know, you're very, very close to sleep, and that's perfectly fine. In fact, I just used to, you know, I often used to fall asleep when I was listening to my self-hypnosis scripts, and just know and trust that it is still going in there. There's a little section further on where you can add some positive affirmations. So if you don't know anything about affirmations, you can Google it and get some instructions. But basically, you want to say something as if it's happening right now. It's you in the first person, and it's a positive statement. Okay, so you know you could put I am an amazing desert runner, or I am incredibly happy with my kit choice, or I'm incredibly happy with living in desert conditions, or something like that. You know, just these little affirmations that will just put your mind at ease. Okay, so you can just choose sort of 5, 6, and you just read them off. You know, write them in and then read them off. And if you want, you can add your own little bit of music there, just to help you relax with it all. So once you've done all that, there's a couple of things that you need to enter. So basically I've put in, as you can see, these things in these little brackets or whatever they are. Basically what your target, what your goals are. Okay, so here you can either have, you know, you might want to start doing 6 runs a week, 5 runs a week, whatever it is, you know, or you might want to do a total weekly mileage of, you know, let's say you want to do like 45 miles a week or something like that. Or you might want to be running at a certain speed, okay? Or it might be that you just want to be running consistently or whatever, but basically put your target in there. Then obviously you need a date. Think about your date, because your subconscious mind will believe you. So, you know, make sure, you know, you get the right date in there. There's a couple of other bits as well where you can add stuff. So just read through and see what you need to put in there, and you can obviously just write it in your little dotted area or in the margin or whatever for when you get to it. If you know, there'll be a couple of other stuff through there, so to read through it and sort that out. And then it's just a case of where it says start, you press record, and then you just start recording it. You know, nice and slow and steady into your phone or whatever. You can get someone else to do it if you want. Basically record it and then just keep it on your phone. And then what I suggest you do is that every night before you go to bed, just put your earphones in, or if you know, if there's someone else in the room with you. If not, you can just play it out loud and just sort of relax yourself a little bit, take a few deep breaths, play your script, and just listen to it out. It doesn't have to be at night time. You can do it at any time, you know, 2 or 3 times throughout the day. And the thing with hypnotherapy is that there is no downside. If it doesn't work, nothing changes. That's the thing to remember. So you don't have to be nervous about it or anything like that. You know, don't think that you're being silly and it's not working or whatever. You just give it time, and the more you do it, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the better and better it gets, and the more effective it is at breaking through that critical faculty. Okay, so I hope that's been a benefit. A little bit rushed, I know, but you really don't need to think about it much more than that. Get yourself your little script sorted out, start listening to it today. And as with all these little extra resources, let me know in the Facebook group how you're getting on. And if you're really, really struggling to record this, let me know, and I'll give you a couple of options for getting it done for you. Okay, I may even do it myself, or better still, I might be able to get my wife to do it, who has just got the best hypnotherapy voice there is. Okay, so until the next video.